And if you ever read Abraham Hicks or listen to Abraham Hicks, the Law of Attraction and so forth, Lynn Grabhorn was all about that. That is a phenomenal book. So since Sherry was just talking about that, well, I just have to say that Ben said, "Where's your PowerPoint?" And I laughed. Because everybody knows I don't use PowerPoint. And there's a reason for that. One is because I read a book one day called Real Leaders Don't Use PowerPoint. And I loved it. And I agreed with everything in the book. And so I was like, I really get this. But the other reason is because things happen in life, and I never know what's going to happen right before coming in the doors here. And I know I have my thing to do, but magic happens, and so I know I'll be more in the moment. And that's a big reason why. That I don't want to have something that I thought about a week ago, a month ago, whatever. I want to be here right now with you. And so, Sherry talked about the I am statement. So I want to share one that I do with you, and I do it all the time. And in fact, I was just in my room, and I was doing it all by my little self because it's that powerful. So I'm going to share it with you. You can find it online. It's called The Violet Flame. And it goes like this. I am the violet flame in action in me now. I am the violet flame, to light alone I bow. I am the violet flame in mighty cosmic power. I am the light of God, shining every hour. I am the violet flame, blazing like a sun. I am God's sacred power, freeing everyone. That I say over and over again. I will say it in a victory pose, putting your arms like this for 2 minutes. It's called the victory pose. It will increase your confidence, your stamina. A little bit of testosterone is a good thing for women and for men a lot. And that will increase it a lot. Standing in this pose is also a victory pose. Hands on your hips. If you're at a desk, putting your feet up on the desk, like that, and leaning back is a victory pose. That's why you see people that are CEOs and billionaires sitting at their desks and they put their legs up like that. That's a power pose. These are power poses. Amy Cuddy did a lot of work on that. So when you do your violet flame meditation or whatever you would like to do as the I am statements, that is what I'll do. I am the violet flame. The reason I love that one particularly is because it's not about me. It's not about me at all, is it? It's not about me. I am the violet flame in action in me now. Now. I am the violet flame. To light alone I bow. I think that's one of my favorite parts of it. To light alone I bow. I am the violet flame in mighty cosmic power. Women, time to accept the power given to you and move it forward. I am the violet flame blazing like the sun. How beautiful is that? The sacred sun within you, shining out. I am the violet flame in God's sacred power, freeing everyone. Freeing everyone. Our business is about freeing people. Right? Isn't it? It's about helping to free. But I can't free you, but maybe I could help you to free yourself. That's the beauty of this. So that's why I don't use PowerPoint, because I did not know I was going to say all that. And then this is the other thing. So I want to tell you this little story that happened. What day are we today? Saturday. So yesterday morning, I got to bed at 11 o'clock, packing, going, what the heck? 11 o'clock at night, got up at 4, got the airport at 5:30 to go to the airport. Got to the airport, got in line outside at the United, where the guys stand. And there's this long line, and I'm standing at the back, and I'm like, this is unusual. It's not usually a line for them outside like that. And then I look out, and look forward, and I see there's another United guy, and he's just standing there twiddling his thumbs. I look at him, and he looks at me, and I go, and he goes, so I walk right around the line, straight up to him, and I'm number one. And I said, why is that happening? He said, oh, it happens all the time. People stand in line, and they think they're doing the right thing, and they don't want to get out of the line. And I started laughing, like you did. I just cracked up, and I couldn't stop. I was laughing so much. I said, this is the most stupidest thing ever, but it's so funny. Because the moment I other people saw, and then they came up line behind me, right? It's the story of my life. Do something different and do it wild and crazy and be a leader, and others will just come around you because you're just being wild and crazy and doing something weird. So that was the first thing that happened. So I was in a super good mood. It was early in the morning. It was like 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish, somewhere in there. I was laughing my head off. Went inside, went to go get in the line to go through. Hugest line I've ever seen. I mean, huge. Like Disney huge. Like when you go down, you're like, oh, it's ending here. Oh, no, it isn't. It's going back the other way. Oh, it's ending here. Oh, no, it isn't. It's going that way. Oh my gosh, it's been a huge line. I was like, whatever. So, went up, got in the line, back of the line, and then there's a young woman standing there, and then this other woman comes behind us, and she goes, I just got permission. You guys can start on the other side of the airport. So she and I, at the end of the line, turn and run. And we run right through the airport. It's hysterical. We're running together. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's at least half my age. But never mind, we're running together. We get to the other side, and there we're first. I'm like, again, other people are following us. So this is kind of a trend. So then we started talking, because then, you know, there was actually some other people in there, and we had to wait a little bit. So we started talking. And because I started at the last bit, I started slowing down a bit. And I said, it's okay, I'm not going to feel bad. You're at least half my age, if not more. It's all good. And then we started talking, and she said, well, actually, I'm not supposed to run because I hurt myself. I said, what happened? She said, I was in the military, and I hurt myself in a practice, and I'm not supposed to run, and I hurt all the time. I was like, really? I would have never known. You ran like a trooper. And she's 25. So we started really talking. She said, yeah, and they just started giving me all these drugs, right? We know, opiates and so forth, Oxycontin and everything else. And I couldn't do it. She said, but I'm in pain like all the time. I said, wow, what have you done? What have you done to help yourself? She said, well, I don't want to do the drugs, so I'm trying all these other things. I've tried pretty much everything: chiropractic, acupuncture, reflexology, massage, anything else. It's like, just listening. Tell me more. Tell me more. So she talks about how she never sleeps, talks about how she, constant low back and neck and shoulder. Finally, I just put my hand on her shoulder and said, have you ever tried magnets? No. Never tried magnets. I said, I think magnets might really help. I just started with one thing. We know we have a lot of other things that will help, but just started with one thing. So we started talking about it. She said, it's one of the only things I've not tried. So we're carrying on, and then I said, well, I used to have a low back injury from my career in ballet, and I put this magnet on, and I thought it was the weirdest thing, and I told this woman who showed me that it was weird and strange, and don't bother me with your silly nonsense, But within 10 minutes, I was out of agony and feeling great. So I said, I don't know if I would do that for you, but certainly worth a try, right? So we started to really talk about it. She got more and more intrigued. And then, we started talking about the level of pain she was in, and I said, the reason I do what I do, I said, I've been with this company 24 years, is because my mother was in a lot of pain. When I was a little girl, she was always in pain, and as a little girl, I was always like, Mommy, if we go outside in nature, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better if we walk on the earth and we see the sun shining and it's coming down on you, we walk by the river. I don't know how I knew that. I was like 4 or 5 years old, but kids know stuff, right? Because we're tuned in. And so, and as I talked about my mom, I started getting really tearful. And I said, it just broke my heart that my mother was always in so much pain. And I didn't know what to do to help her. And that was true. And I saw my mother take drug after drug after drug. And I saw my mother give her power away to doctors left, right, and center. Whatever the doctor said, that's what she would do. Whether it worked, didn't work, whatever. And she just really lost her mind. Because she took so many drugs that now we know what opiates. They were pethidine in the day, heroin derivative. I didn't know what was wrong. I just knew something very, very serious was wrong, and it was all those things in her cupboard that I saw her taking. In fact, I can remember when I was about 5 years old, maybe 4, saying one night, Mommy, I can't sleep. And she gave me half a sleeping pill. And I remember taking it. I can remember it vividly to this day. Thank you, Mommy. I walked out of her bedroom, went to the toilet, to the bathroom, and I threw it in the toilet. So I don't know what that funny little white thing is, but I don't want it in my body. And I've been like that ever since. I've been really scrupulous about not using drugs unless I really, really need it. Like with cesareans, you kind of need a little bit of getting knocked out. Otherwise, it's not a good thing. So it was her suffering that caused me to change my life, to really go into healing. You know, after my career in ballet, I was like, I'm not living my life purpose. I need something bigger. I need something where I really make an impact. And that's why I got into healing, and then that's how I got into macrobiotics for many, many years, studying energy. And then I got into Nichiren, studying energy, and I was like, I'm all about this. This works, this makes sense. This is about empowering and cultivating the energy field of the human body so that we can thrive in the midst of a very toxic world at this point. So that's been my passion ever since. And what was so beautiful about this woman, Jen, was that as we were talking, and I was getting really tearful, and then she was getting really tearful, then she said, Julie, she said, I work with the wounded warriors. Do you think you could help them? Would you come and do a presentation for them? I said, I was aghast. I was like, oh my gosh, like, how many people could we actually help? And I told her, I said, I helped a man once who was in the Vietnam War. He had a Purple Heart from that war. He never slept well. He was an artist now. He is an artist now. And he could never sleep, and I helped him to sleep. The Nichiren product, I didn't. The Nichiren products helped him to sleep for the first time in umpteen years. I said, I don't see why we can't help the walking warriors. Right? She was like, and she just got this look, right? This look in her eye like, I am all about it. And it was so beautiful. And then, you know, we said goodbye and we left and so forth. But it's like, you wonder about prospecting and how it happens. It happens naturally and organically if you're open to people. You can't be closed off. You can't be in your own little sphere of your own little boundaries. There's so much talk right now about boundaries. And I just bought a new book. I'm always reading books. You all know me. I can't read enough. But there's a new book called Wild Mercy. And it's about the women mystics of the world. And I love mysticism all my life. And I've always been interested in the women mystics. And there was just a little moment in there where it said, you know, the biggest thing is just surrender. Surrender. And she says, you know, there's so much talk right now about boundaries, my boundaries, your boundaries. No, let go. Surrender. Shine your light. And you'll have the opportunity to meet other lights. And that's how it worked. And this girl, Jen, said, I really believe, and I knew what she was going to say, I really believe, and I was like, here it comes, that there's a reason why we met today. And I was like, absolutely. It's called a divine appointment. And we have just had a divine appointment. That's how it works. That's how it works. Now, say my beautiful friend Andrew, who's in the back of the room. Andrew's 31. Andrew, would you wave? Stand up and wave, so people can see you. So Andrew and I met, and we just sort of had this click. And the real click we have mostly is passion. He has a passion that I just love. And I have a lot of passion about life, and about curiosity, and about making things happen, and about just having a lot of fun. And so we just started talking about lots of other things. And somebody asked me today, is like, how come Andrew's here? And I was like, well, because we connect, because we get on, because he trusts me. Well, did you lead with the product, or did you lead with the business? I'm like, I led with Andrew. And she's like, what do you mean? What I love about Andrew is how brilliant and bright a soul he is, and I tell him that, because it's true. He is, right? And don't I tell you? I tell you that. Yeah, heart, big heart. We already, we just trust each other and we love each other. And so he came, never having seen a product, never done a demo, never done anything. I said, there's some things online, you can look at that, but no, he just came to explore. Now, I want to grab Andrew and say, come on, Andrew, we gotta sign you up. No. No, because if Andrew wants to do this, it's out of his own free will, right? It's not because I say it's the best thing in the planet and you should do it and you can make a fortune. I mean, he will, he can, if he wants. It's that I want him to be solid in himself before he makes that decision. So therefore, right at this point, he's a guest. That doesn't mean you can go and sponsor him. We do not steal other people's people in this business. That is a big no-no. There are certain rules. It means he will know, he will resonate if it's right for him. And if it is right for him, I'll be absolutely right there beside him. But I told him, I said, I'm also not a good babysitter. I'm not going to babysit. I'm not going to, if you do want to do it, I'm not going to call you every day or every week or what are you doing? What are you doing to build your business? No, because it's about autonomy. It's about independence. And yet it's about co-creation and interdependence, really. So it's not about trying to grab people and pull them in. Because if you do that, you're going to have to drag them around. And they get very heavy, and then they get complaining, and then they get boring, and you just wish you'd never sponsored them in the first place. Right? You all have them. Come on, let's be honest, right? So just in terms of women, I just want to say, to empower women, I believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We have masculine energy and we have feminine energy, but we show up, a certain way, generally speaking, a man or a woman. And for the women, the main thing is just to have confidence in yourself. The main thing is to know that you are perfect just as you are. The main thing to know is that however you're doing this, it's right. It's right and it's good. You don't have to do it like anybody else. You do it the way you do it, and you're getting results good for you because you're being authentic, you're being real, you're being beautiful. I want you to know you're worthy. I want you to know that you are so loved. But you've got to get out of your own way because women are the most critical of themselves. You would never speak to somebody else the way you speak to yourself. Right? You're right. It's either the way you look, about the way you think, about the way you live, about whatever. You would never be as disparaging to anybody else as you are by yourself. That's not okay. So we really have to shift that. And I want you to look at women in history and in today's world that inspire you. And this is what I did since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was like, Marie Curie, you rock. Because she was one of the only scientists that we ever talked about in school that was a woman. Right? I was like, Queen Elizabeth I, you didn't do a good thing when you cut your cousin's head off. No. But you did a lot of good with the Renaissance period. She did a huge amount of the Elizabethan age. Amazing. Very powerful. So I looked at her. Then I looked at the cousin, Mary Queen of Scots. I really like you, Mary. You were full of love and joy. But you got your head cut off, so something went wrong there. So, because she was a redhead, she was kind of blazing. They were both redheads. Interesting. I can't relate. That blaze, that fire, comes out quick when it comes. But then there were others, there was like Florence Nightingale. She was kind of cool. And then now there's like, Rachel Carson, who's not alive now, but who wrote Silent Spring. She was amazing. We've got people like Oprah. We've got people like Lady Gaga. We've got Madonna. We've got all kinds of women out there doing amazing things. So what is the difference between them and you? Nothing. Really nothing, other than they found their groove, they found their thing, and then they did it. They made a decision to absolutely do it, 100%, whether it's singing, science, art, they did their thing. And that's all you have to do, is find your brilliance, your natural genius. You have it, everybody has it, everybody has access. So don't be afraid, find your genius, do your thing, just go for it, and honestly, it will all work out. Much love to all of you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.